Congratulations. How are you
Thank
feeling?
you. Feeling great. First UFC victory, UFC debut. I feel amazing.
You mentioned after the fight that the octagon jitters are real. Can you explain that to me?
Yeah, just didn't feel my timing the way I would like to have. But overall, I know, first fights for people's careers can go worse. You know, people lose their first fights or whatever it may be. I'm coming off a win, a finish, and that always makes me happy.
How did the fight go overall? Did it go how you thought, how you had game planned, or did you have to adjust in there?
I did have to adjust. I hold myself to a high standard. I want to be dominant. I wanted tonight to be like a big introduction, you know, for the lightweights to know who I am. I'm sure I did that, but not the way that I would have liked to. But it's okay. We're gonna get better from here. Keep training and make that statement next time I'm in the cage.
Was there anything about him that surprised you specifically?
Just his movement, the way he would inch away and then get off a few shots, inch away and get off on a few shots, and it was just hard to time him, and it was hard to let off on him because of where his head was going. That's actually why I have stitches. We collided heads, so his head was going in like unpredictable directions, so it was hard to time him.
How did you feel like the judges had it scored going into the third? Did you feel like you needed to find a finish there, or did you feel confident?
I did. I did anyway because I'm always looking for a finish. It's not like during the fight I'm thinking about a decision. I'm thinking to put the man away always from the first bell to the last bell. But I think it was 1-1 going into the third. I don't know what the judges had it. I have to go back and see. I know I stuffed a few takedowns. I mixed it up on him. Scored a takedown on my own. Didn't do much with it, but nonetheless, I think it was a tight second round. That's how I felt, but I edged it. And the first round I can give to him. He landed more shots. It took me some time to get my groove going.
The judges actually had it scored for him both rounds.
They did.
Unanimously. So one of the conversations is about open scoring. Do you feel like if you had known that going into the third round that the fight could have potentially gone differently? Obviously there was a cut, but
Ray Longo was telling me that we need a finish. He was telling me that we need a finish, so that was the game plan anyway, to look for a finish, to keep pushing. I know he was getting tired, and I know that I come on strong in the third round, so it was the goal to look for the finish anyway, like I said, so we got it done.
And what's the game plan for next opponent, next date you want to fight?
I'd like to fight in a few months again. You know, I'd like to have an active year, once before the summer, maybe once at the end, and once in the winter. If I can pick and choose my schedule and the way I want things to go, that's exactly how I would let this year play out. And what's next? Just get better, get comfortable with this organization, and fight better every single time. Raise the bar.
Do you have an opponent in mind? Anybody like?
Not necessarily, to be honest with you. I know calling out is a big thing. It makes headlines, but at the moment, I just want to whoever's next, I'm going to say yes. Just like for this opponent, his name was presented. I didn't look. I didn't think. I just said yes, and that's going to be the case for my next fight.
Is there any desire to fight on a big card in front of a crowd, or are you fine with kind of starting out here?
No, I did Contenders here. 6 months later, we're back here again. My next one in an arena would be great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I know there was some question on the commentary. They were wondering if it was a knee or what actually caused the cut. Was it a knee? And could you notice the severity of when you made the connection?
It was a headbutt. We clashed heads. Like I said, he was leading with his head, and it was going in like unpredictable directions, and we collided. He hit me on the side of the head. We butt heads.
Well, luckily, you came out pretty unscathed in that particular portion. Going at your striking tonight, how happy are you with your striking in there tonight?
Not at all, because I know my potential. I'm just gonna let this night take its course, and I'll show you guys more, better, and everything that I'm capable of in the near future.
Does part of that happen because of what the opponent's able to give you and bring out of you, or is it just, do you think maybe that maybe octagon jitters, just getting in there and sort of getting the
I said jitters. Maybe that wasn't the right word. I wasn't like nervous, like UFC. I just didn't find my timing off the bat. Maybe it was him. Maybe it was his game plan or something. I just didn't settle in, and I didn't start picking my shots the way I would have liked to. Maybe it was his game plan. I can't really say. It just happened. I got to look back at the fight, and I'm a smart fighter, so I make improvements every time I step in the cage.
And I know, like you said, this is kind of your introduction to the division, but, you know, who are some of the guys in the division that you're really looking forward to hopefully see across the cage down the line?
Just top 10. You know, if I can have a big year like I say I can, which I will, it's going to be top 15, top 10, and pretty much everybody in top 15. I want to be one of the best in the world. I want to be ranked. I want to be called champion one day. So anything that progresses me and moves me up, moves me closer to that goal is always going to be my next step.
And I'm sure you visualize your future when you want to see that belt. How long till you think it'll take you to where you're going?
I don't know. I think 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah, I have a feeling inside that tonight is not going to be, like I said, I hold myself to a high standard. Tonight is not going to be the night where people are bugging out. And it was a good finish, but it's not the night where people are going to be going crazy and saying this guy's. But I'm going to look like it in the near future. I guarantee you that.
And a lot of times, too, some people say that they need that crowd to sort of get them amped up, and maybe partially being in the Apex, it's a lot quieter than a bigger arena. Are you the kind of fighter that when you're in front of a crowd that you rise to a different level?
Honestly, you can put me in a basement with my opponent, in a cage, in an elevator. I'm just going to go to the finish, man. That's just me. I have to do it smarter than I did tonight, but I'm just going to go to the finish every single time. Fans are going to see this every single time they watch me fight. Just going to the finish, you know, going to the end. Sat on my butt in the first round, got up, kept pushing. Stuffed a few takedowns, ate some big shots, kept coming forward, hit him with my own big shots.
Awesome. Congrats on the victory.
Thank you.
Nazim, real quick.
Yes,
so you talk about how you got kind of not put down, but you kind of dropped for a second, right?
Yeah.
Can you speak to what training at Law MMA with guys like Aljo, the champion, and you know, a lot of like really good veterans and like the puke drills and all that kind of stuff. You speak to like how that.
You know about the puke drills, huh?
Oh, I shout out Dylan Rush.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Puke drills that's what prepares you in a crazy way, you know. And Matt Fravola's shooting takedowns, and you got like 2-3 different guys switching on you. The sparrings that me and Steamroller have, that probably, those puke drills and the sparrings with Steamroller is probably what's gonna prepare you for like conquering the world. So, Sarah Longo, you're prepared for everything, man. It's a well-rounded school. All our guys come with something in every aspect of the game. So, like I said, I'm just going to go back and continue training and continue getting better, you know, and that's it. That's all you could do in this game.
If you check every comment section on social media, and I mean almost every single one, like your entire nation of Azerbaijan has your back, right? They're all rooting for you and everything.
Salam Azerbaijan.
There you go.
Let's go, guys.
What's it like to have, like, did that put any pressure on you? You know, I mean, you're not only fighting for yourself and your gym and your family, but also for an entire nation that has your back?
Absolutely. Come on. It's like I'm representing a nation. I represent New York as well. You know, I've seen some feedback that like, well, if you like Azerbaijan so much, go back. Don't say that. I love Brooklyn. I love New York. I love America. You know, I represent my people. I'm Azerbaijani. That's my ethnicity. But that doesn't mean that I hate something else. I represent USA and Azerbaijan. If you give me 2 flags on each shoulder to walk out in, I'll gladly do that. I grew up in this country, but I'll never forget where I came from, where my parents came from. Azerbaijan has a rough history, a rich history, so I'm going to represent. So if anybody has a problem, if anybody is not with us, then they're not with us.
There's a lot of pride behind what you just said right there. That's perfectly put. Any hopes to fight under the UFC banner in New York sometime soon?
Of course. There's 3 dreams. There's Brooklyn, Barclays, there's MSG, and then there's bringing UFC to Baku. So those 3, if I can, I want to leave this career having fought in those 3 places.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you so much.